Fair for CeeDee Lamb to get this kind of money. I mean, because of Tank's power, his evasive movement. Welcome back. It's your boy Troy Chuck, and yes, this is episode 51, and we got a lot to talk about. So we got another person that came to Diddy's defense. You know, we'll show that clip later. We got to talk about the 49ers and Tampa Bay. And of course, you know, we got to talk about them Cowboys. And we got the best segment at the end, relationship talk. But you know what? Let's just get on into it. So we're going to play a little clip that Tyrese made in response to the whole P. Diddy allegations in the sex tape. Roll the tape for me, please.
Such thing as a Diddy tape. Literally. So allegedly, whatever that brother is dealing with, whatever reasons he's in jail, whatever the FBI and the law is dealing with, allegedly pertaining to Diddy. I want to tell y'all that I've been to some of the most legendary parties. I got no regrets. I think some of the best parties in LA. And if you're from LA and you've been to these parties, you would know that Diddy always had the most legendary parties that were always star-studded. The biggest and most legendary stars, white, black, Latino, Asian, billionaires, fashion, you name it. Diddy, hands down, from the Hamptons all the way to LA, all the way to his legendary New Year's parties that he would do in Miami. I got plenty of photos, proudly, like every other celebrity and star that went to his party. Anybody who's not on the internet talking about a Diddy party, you should be more concerned about them, allegedly, about what they did or what they on tape doing. There is no such thing, allegedly, as a Tyrese Diddy tape. That is a bunch of Donald Trump niggas in my comments trying to discourage me from speaking up and speaking out.
So as you see, Tyrese talks about how Diddy's parties was legendary, and he's talking about allegedly. He says allegedly a lot throughout this whole time he was talking. But, I mean, that's another person that came to Diddy's defense, basically saying like, hey, you know, it was fun. Diddy's parties was legendary. He had a ball. He didn't have no regrets. Now, who knows what Tyrese was doing at the parties? Who knows? But my thing is this, though. With Diddy, I feel like they're going to let him go because if they were going to charge him, they would have charged him already, okay? They would have been booked him. So right now, Diddy's just in court holding him. I think what the FBI is trying to do, they're just trying to drain his resources and keep dragging it out as long as they can. And when Diddy can't afford the attorneys and the lawyers and stuff anymore, then they're going to officially just lock him, right? But I feel like they don't have nothing, because if they did, it would have surfaced already. Yes, one person came and said he saw the tapes and he saw the boy. He saw two men that were drugged and stuff like that, but no footage. He didn't go really too much in detail about it. So I could foresee Diddy being let out probably in the next couple of months, give or take, if more people keep coming to his defense. Okay. But let's talk some football, though. So we had the San Francisco 49ers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all right? Score was 49ers 23, the Buccaneers 20, right? Close game Sunday. Source from ESPN. You know, I like the way Brock Purdy is playing, even though he has a depleted 49ers team. So let's go into the stats real quick. Brock Purdy was 25 of 36. He had a completion percentage of 69.4. Total passing yards, 353. Average yards per attempt, 9.8. 2 touchdowns. His QBR rating that game was 79. So as of right now, Brock Purdy is 8th in the NFL in total passing yards with a total of 2,454 currently this season. And he's 7th in the NFL in QBR rating with the average of 66.7. Okay. Now, Christian McCaffrey also played this game as well. So he came back. He had 13 carries. He had total rushing yards 39, 6 receptions, total yards receiving 68, average yards per reception 11.3. Again, he just came back. So he has to find his groove, okay? So we're going to give him time. We're going to give him about to the third game to see before Christian McCaffrey starts rolling and everything. Next, we had Deebo Samuel. Now, Deebo Samuel is hobbled with the hamstring injury, but he got out there and he did okay. He had 5 receptions, total of 6 targets. Total yards reception, 62. Okay. Average yards per reception, 12.4. He had 3 first downs. Then he had 3 carries. Total yards rushing, 14. Average yards per rush, 4.7. Right? Last but not least, got George Kittle, who had 3 receptions, total 4 targets, total yards per reception, 57. Average yards per reception, 19. He had 3 first downs and 1 touchdown. And as it stands, he is tied second for touchdowns in the NFL as a tight end currently. I mean, they're still kind of hobbled. Brandon Ayuk is still out, along with a few others. So, the way to pull this game out, Brock, I mean, I still got the 49ers. They're still going to make a run for the playoffs, potentially make the Super Bowl if they come back fully healthy at the second half of the season. But we'll see. So now, let's talk Tampa. All right. Baker Mayfield. He was 18 for 29 with a completion percentage of 62.1%, right? Total passing yards, 116. Average yards per attempt, 4. He had 1 touchdown. He had QBR rating of this game, in this game, 41.4. But as of right now, Baker Mayfield is 4th in the NFL in total passing yards with 2,505. And he's 3rd in touchdowns with 24 total touchdowns in the NFL. Meaning like he's thrown a total of like 24 touchdowns. Okay, he's gotten roughly 24. All right. And he's 16th in the NFL in QBR rating with an average of 56. I mean, he's doing... Baker Mayfield, he's doing pretty good with Tampa. But we'll get to the rest of the numbers, and then we'll talk Buccaneers. We'll talk the analysis of the game. So, Bucky Irving, he had 13 carries, total yards rushing 73, average yards per rush 5.6. He had 1 touchdown. He had 3 receptions, total yards receiving 14, average yards per reception 4.7. Then you have Rachaad White. He had 10 carries, total yards rushing 31, average yards per rush 3.1. He has 6 receptions, total receiving yards 39, average yards per reception 6.5, 1 touchdown, right? Then you had Cade Otton, right? He had 5 receptions, total targets 8. All right, total yards per reception 35. Average yards per reception, 7. He had 3 first downs. So now, let's talk about these two. Okay. So, no one can say it was the battle of the quarterbacks. Brock Purdy versus Baker Mayfield. Okay. I got much respect for both of these quarterbacks, right? Okay. Both teams aren't playing at full strength. All right. We know this, right? And this was still a grind out game. If you saw the game, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Both teams probably will still make the playoffs, right? How far? Who's going to go further? Normally, I would say the 49ers, if healthy, because of Christian McCaffrey. He's no scrub. And then Deebo Samuels. Then you got the 49ers defense. So, I think the 49ers are going to go far in the playoffs, right? Now, with the Buccaneers, See, I don't know, because I don't know with the Buccaneers. Let's see, who would they match up with? So if we was to start this right now, okay, let's see, who would the Buccaneers be playing? Let's just see real quick. Hold on a second. Okay. And to be honest, the Buccaneers could have beat the Chiefs on November 4th, but that's neither then or there. And the Chiefs are winning games by the skin of their hide, y'all. I'm telling you. In the NFC. Okay. So, I mean, Tampa could, in the second in the NFC South as it's currently standing, right? What are they? They are, so far, the Buccaneers are on one. They lost to the 49ers. They lost to the Chiefs. Lost to the Falcons. Lost to the Ravens. They lost to the Falcons twice. They lost to Denver. They lost to and they lost to the Jaguars. So they lost what, total 7 games? Let's see what the record is. Tampa Bay Buccaneers standings. Where are they right now? So right now, currently, they are 4-6 in their conference. Okay. And I think they could go far. I mean, playoffs is all about matchups. They're 4-6. I mean, they may win it in the NFC South. They should win the NFC South. They should, but they could go far. I mean, both teams probably could make a potential push depending on the matchup and the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see. So that'll be something to be looking out for. Again, like I said, Buccaneers, there are no scrubs. 49ers, there are no scrubs. Both teams are hobbled, okay? They are hobbled. So we're just going to see exactly what transpires and what happens with these teams, okay? We're going to see. It's going to be interesting. It's not going to be something that you would want to miss. But you know what? I was going to get into the Eagles and the Cowboys game, but I feel like we're going to have to take a real quick commercial break. So let's take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Don't go away. So, Eagles, Cowboys, Sunday, November 10th. Eagles, 34. Cowboys, 6. Man, let's get into it. Jalen Hurts, right? 14 for 20 with a completion percentage of 70. Total passing yards, 202. Average yards per attempt, 10.1. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, QBR rating of 58. Right now, Jalen Hurts is 8th in the NFL in QBR rating, right? Then you got Saquon Barkley. Yeah, 14 carries, total rushing yards, 66. Average yards per rush, 4.7. Then he had 1 reception, total yards receiving, 12. As it stands, Saquon Barkley is 4th in the NFL in carries with 171. And he's 2nd in total rush yards with 991. Then you had A.J. Brown, 5 receptions. Total targets, 7. Total yards receiving, 109. Average yards per reception, 21.8. And he had 4 first downs. Devontae Smith had 2 receptions. Total targets, 3. Total yards reception, 14. Average yards per reception, 7. Now, let's talk about these Cowboys. Cooper Rush, he was 13 for 23 with a completion percentage of 56.5. Total yards passed, 45. QBR rating of 16.4. Then you had Rico Dwaddle in action, right? 12 carries. Total yards rushed, 53. Average yards per rush, 4.4. He had 3 receptions. Total yards reception, 3. Ezekiel Elliott has 6 carries, Total yards rushed, 22. Average yards per rush, 3.7. And he had one fumble in the game. He had Jake Ferguson. He had 4 receptions, total targets, 5. Total yards received, 24. Average yards per reception, 6. He had 1 first down, 1 fumble. Next is C.D. Lamb. C.D. Lamb, 6 receptions, total targets, 10. Total yards received, 21. Average yards per reception, 3.5. He had 3 first down. He had 1 carry. Total yards carry, 3. Average yards per carry, 3. Then you had Jalen Tolbert. He had 3 receptions. Total targets, 5. Total yards reception, 14. Average yards per reception, 4.7. Hey. You know what, guys? You know what? Like I said, I troll Cowboy fans because they are the most delusional fan base ever. You know what Dak said? This is what Dak thinks of the Cowboys. We're gonna wear blue. Why? Where to get blue? Why are we gonna get blue? Because Cowboys, Cowboy colors. Dak said this. This is what he says. He says, we fucking suck. You know, Cowboy fans, this is arguably pathetic for y'all. Y'all not going to the playoffs. I hope y'all do know that, right? Cowboys ain't going to the playoffs. Okay? Your quarterback that Jerry maxed out said, fuck it. I'm done. Jerry, fuck you. That's what Dak said. Jerry, man, fuck you. Trade me. Trade me. So, y'all act like Dak is injured. Y'all think Dak injured? No. That Atlanta game, he was not injured. There wasn't no MRI. It's done on Dak. None of that. Dak won't out. He's done. He's tired of losing. Right? Here's the question. Is Dak Prescott really going to be traded? Now, if I'm Jerry, I would get rid of Dak, right? If you don't want to be here, I done paid you. I did everything in my power to try to, well, I ain't do everything in my power. Let's just be honest, y'all. Okay, let's be for real. Let's just be honest. Let's really break this down. Jerry, as an owner, is guilty, right, of this. He does not even show up to, like, when they having the combines or during the drafts or anything like that. He's not really scouting the talent, okay? He's not. So who do you expect to know what the team needs, right? You're not out there looking, okay? Did you strengthen your defense? Hell no, you did not. Did you get did you get Dak Prescott some help at the wide receiver position? No. You think signing C.D. Lamb maxing him out was a good deal? Yes, he had a lot of total receiving yards last year. But what is he doing now? Look at this. 6 total targets. No, he had 10 total targets. He had 6 receptions. He got targeted 10 times. That means he probably dropped the ball 4 times, okay? Then he had total receiving yards of 21. Of 21, he had 3 first downs, okay, 1 carry, but where is the C.D. Lamb, right, that got the same amount of money, probably more money than Justin Jefferson? I think he got more money than Justin Jefferson, right? Let's see here. Because I got his, I know I got his stats, right, from when he played the 49ers. What did Dak do what did C.D. Lamb do in that game? Oh, total receiving, 146 yards, right? This is against the 49ers, the hobble 49ers, right? This when he had 13 receptions, total target 17. Right? You went from having 146 total receiving yards, right? You was currently 7th in the NFL in receiving, 3rd in total receiving yards in NFL, right? Currently. Okay. Then currently you were 12th in touchdowns in the NFL. So now and then we go. So now let's take it back to the Cowboys game, right? With CeeDee Lamb. Y'all walk with me, okay? We're just gonna go over CeeDee. We're gonna talk about CeeDee Lamb as a person. I don't have nothing against Dak, okay? And why he feels the way he feels, okay? Yes, he got the money, but now reality started to kick in. It should have been kicked in years ago. Yet you're not going to go nowhere with this team. But let's talk about CeeDee Lamb, right? Because Jerry did pay him that money, right? Like he's better than Justin Jefferson. Like he's better than Jamar Chase, right? So let's just dive into this. 7 receptions against this is against the Detroit Lions, right? He had 7 receiving, total yards receiving 89, average yards per reception 12.7, total targets 14. So it was like if he gets targeted 14 times, out of those 14 times, he catches half of the ball. Half of those. So realistically, CeeDee Lamb is not that guy. Okay, so let's go to another game, last game. When they played the Steelers, right? CeeDee Lamb, total receiving yards. Wait a minute, no. He had 5 receptions, total targets 9, right? He had 62 total receiving yards, yards per reception 12.4, 2 first downs, 1 carry, average yards per carry 2. So we go from let's just go over his total receiving, right? Okay, so the Cowboys gave total reception 62 yards. Okay. That's Cowboys game. That's the game against the Steelers. Okay, 62. I want y'all to remember these numbers, 62. Now, when they played the 49ers, he had total receiving yards of 146, right? Now, when they played the Buccaneers, now let's fast forward. Now they play the Buccaneers. Okay. And he now... No, scratch that. He now plays the Eagles. His best game, 146, and now his total yards receiving is 21. So, wait a minute. Cooper Rush is your quarterback, and you're supposed to be that guy. Total receiving yards 21. Okay. But when Dak is playing, so when Dak is on that field with CeeDee Lamb, right? What is he at? Let's go back. Okay, so 49ers. That's when Dak played that game. So 49ers. CeeDee Lamb had a total receiving yards of 146. Right? Okay. 146. Then when they played the Steelers, CeeDee Lamb total reception yards 62. Right? So then when they played the Lions, CeeDee Lamb's total receiving yards is 89. So wait a minute. If you're that guy, CeeDee Lamb, and Jerry paid you that money, why you only got total receiving yards of 21? So that wants out. Which is going to force CeeDee Lamb, if he stays, to see, were you really worth that money or was it just a joke? Because Jamar Chase is looking like, hey, CeeDee Lamb got this much money? Y'all know I'm better than him. I need more money. With more money comes great responsibility. And that's the thing, okay? We may be seeing. Now let's watch another game, okay? Maybe CeeDee Lamb just had an off game. Okay, but let's see. Because who knows? Next game he might go for 60 yards, 100 yards receiving. I'm just saying, when you get paid top dollar, you got to play like top dollar. Okay? Because now what's gonna happen is this. People are gonna look at CeeDee Lamb and say, Dak made you. You ain't make Dak. Right? It's like Devontae Adams with Aaron Rodgers. When when they won the championship with Aaron Rodgers that one time, Devontae wanted to leave from up out of his shadow. Devontae went over there to the Raiders. Did not have success. Now look what happened. He want to come back. You want to link it with Rodgers. So that's how people are looking at this now. CeeDee Lamb, if you are watching this, you have to perform better, because people are going to look and say, hey, I don't think he's that good. That's what people are saying about you. You're not that good. So go out there and show them that you're that good and why Jerry paid you that money. So let's move on. I don't even want to talk about this, but I'm going to address it. All right. The New England Patriots and the Chicago Bears in action November 10th. New England Patriots 19, Chicago Bears 3. Drake May was 15 for 25, completion percentage of 60. Total yards passed 184, average yards per attempt 7.4. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, QBR rating of 67.5. Then you had Ramondre Stevenson with 20 carries, total yards rushing 74, average yards per reception 3.7. He had 1 reception, total yards reception 3, average yards per reception 3. Then you had Antonio Gibson with 5 carries, total yards rushing 26, average yards per rush 5.2. You had Austin Hooper, who had 3 receptions, total targets 4. All right. Total yards reception, 64. Average yards per reception, 21.3. He had 3 first downs. As the Bears. What more is there to talk about? They only got 3 points. Let's go over the numbers. Fuck it. Let's go over the numbers. Caleb Williams was 16 for 30, completion percentage of 53.3, total yards passing 120, average yards per attempt 4. DeAndre Swift, he had 16 carries, total rushing yards 59, average yards per rush 3.7, 1 receiving, total receiving yards 6. Then you had DJ Moore, 3 receptions, total targets 6, total yards reception 24, average yards per reception 8. He had 1 first down. He had 1 carry. Total yards rushing 3. Average yards per rush 3. Then you had Keenan Allen. 5 receptions. Total targets 6. Total yards reception 44. Average yards reception 8.8. He had 2 first downs. You know what? I'm so sick of these damn Bears. It don't make no fucking sense. You know what? We were built to make the playoffs, and now we're just stinking up the joint. Listen, is it the team's fault? No. Is it the offensive coordinator's fault? Fuck yes. Is it the head coach's fault? Yes. Both need to go. Matter of fact, send them both out. I mean, damn it. We're losing to teams we shouldn't lose to. We shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals. We shouldn't have lost to the Colts. We damn sure shouldn't have lost to the Commanders with that shit. We shouldn't have lost to the Patriots. Even though I said we was going to lose to the Texans, we still could have beaten the Texans. Like, you can't say it's the offense and you can't say it's Caleb. Okay? He's a rookie. All right? We have to put him in a system that caters to his strengths. Okay? The play calling has always been an issue with Chicago. All right? That has always been an issue. The play calling is an issue. You're not calling the right plays suitable for the quarterback that you have, suitable for the team that you have. This is where coaching comes down to. Okay? This is why Andy Reid is such a good head coach. Okay? Because, listen, the Chiefs, they're not all that. They are a very beatable team. Okay, yes, they're undefeated, but look how they win their games. Because Andy Reid know the right plays to call, right, for Patrick Mahomes. My homeboy has IQ, the fact he knows what the defense setup is, and he could capitalize on it, right? And he knows how to manage the clock. He's a good clock manager, right? The Bears, we have terrible coaching. We have a terrible offensive coordinator. And breaking news, he got fired today. And I don't know who the Bears have picked up, but I just can't. Yes, I yawn because I'm trying to hold it back in because of the fact, seeing these Bears lose like this is fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And the city of Chicago is tired of losing. So, we got to get it together. And if they don't get together soon, ain't nobody gonna show up to them games no more. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We're back. So let's get to the final segment of the show, relationship talk. Here is an interesting topic. I've been talking to couples, and I mean married couples, couples that are engaged. Here's an interesting topic. Why do ladies feel it's controlling if a man pays the rent? Okay, that's the question. So I want to try to tackle this from both angles, if that's even possible. As growing up, men are always taught to protect and provide. When we say provide, you pay the bills, right? You're the provider in the household, right? You protect the household and the woman, right? Now, in this modern age, women are finding it it's not offensive, but I can't even describe it. Because they're like, no, I don't want my man paying my mortgage or my rent unless we are married or engaged, right? But if they're living together, and he's like, baby, I got the rent, they say, I don't want it to feel like he has control over me and he can run my household. And I will always explain to them, that's not how a real man looks at it. A real man looks at it as we're just taking care of we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're handling our responsibilities. If we are to pay the rent, then we pay rent. We pay the mortgage, we take care of the bills. So ladies want to say they want a man to take care of them and stuff. And then the man comes along and now ladies are now saying, hey, no, I will contribute and pay towards the rent. I'm not going to let you just pay my rent. This is coming from both black couples, white couples, Mexican couples. Not so much Mexican couples. Okay, they're not saying that. Just white and black. And it's hard for me to see from a lady's point because it's like, okay, you say this thing, but you do the exact opposite. So if you want the man to take care of you, but why do you fight him when he's like, you ain't got to pay, I don't need you to pay no bills. So is this something like, do ladies feel like they're getting their power taken away from them? As I stated in the earlier episodes, What power did y'all have in the beginning? Okay? This is what we say, and this is what other talks say. When guys are like, well, what is it that a woman can do for a man? Because, okay, we can pay our own bills, right? We can cook and do all this. What do we need you for? What can you bring? What can you bring to this table, as they like to say, right? Now, it also asks the question, like, okay, ladies can say, and when ladies say that, they always can say, money and stuff, but that's not really what a man needs, right? But that would be us getting off subject. Let's stay back on subject. Paying rent is not, a man paying a woman's rent is not controlling, because he's not looking to control. Okay? That's not what a real man looks to do. It's called being responsible and handling responsibilities, right? Ladies, you can't say you want to be taken care of, then when a man comes in to do that, and then all of a sudden be like, nah, I don't want him to feel like he's controlling me. So first off, let's talk about this whole household thing, because now we got to get technical. Whose name is in it, right? If she's like, this is her apartment or her house, and it's in her name, and she got a guy that's willing to come in and pay her rent and mortgage, what's the problem, ladies? There's no control issue. It's still in your name. So now here's the thing here. Okay. The house is in the guy's name and you move in with him, right? What control do you have if he's still paying his mortgage and his rent? Are you gonna go and be like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna pay your rent and mortgage? No, you're not. Don't no woman go move in with the man, right? When his name is on the mortgage and stuff, and say, yeah, I'm gonna help pay your mortgage. What? I wish a woman would come say, yeah, Trillionaire Chuck, I'm gonna pay your rent. Okay, come on. Does that mean she gonna control me? No. Still my house. Still my, and it's my house. Okay? No. If it's gonna be a partnership, one can't feel controlled. And someone paying the mortgage or the rent in the partnership is not a controlling issue. It's not a controlling thing, okay? So, ladies, get out your feelings, please. Stop. Let a man be a man, okay? Now, let's move on to the next question. Is being single better than settling? You know what? What's settling? Because you're not going to get everything on the box, right? We all are settling if that's the case. Because there's something within our partner, they're missing something. But we accept them for who they are. That's why in books and in certain talks, they say you got to love your partner for who they are. You can't change them. Right? And I think the problem with relationships, why relationships be failing, is because we go in trying to change the person. So in essence, if that's your mentality, then it's just best you stay single. Because you're always going to date the person and they don't match your qualities, but you feel you can get them to change their perspective or change their ways. And that's not the case. You have to love the person for who they are in the beginning and see if you can tolerate that. Because if you cannot tolerate them, then you don't need to be with them. Because you trying to change them is going to cause stress on the relationship. And that's not what we need. In this day and age, that is not what we need. So, is being single better than settling? I would say being single is better than settling, because at least when you're single, you still could choose who you want to date and who you want to see, right? Because when you're settling, you be settling, and most people that settle, I would say, like I said, we all settle, but if you're just settling because you don't want to be alone, then you're going to be miserable. So just be single and learn you. Okay. And when you find someone that you can tolerate on a regular basis, right? And you can love them genuinely for their flaws, then you be with them. But like I said, I feel like we all settle because it's going to be one thing. Like, it's women that I see where I was like, damn, I want to be with them. I don't like women that smoke weed and smoke cigarettes, right? But this woman can meet every single thing that I'm looking for, right? She can hold a conversation. She knows how to dress. She knows how to cook. Man, she knows what she wants out of life. That's the biggest thing. Knowing what you want out of life, right? She's going after her goals, right? But she smoked weed. So now this woman's meeting every single criteria, but she smoked weed. Am I gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna mess with you because you smoke weed? That'll be something I would bend the rule for. Because she meets every other criteria. Right? There's some women out there that meet some of y'all dudes' criteria, but they might have a kid. Ladies, there's some dudes that meet your criteria, but they ain't really got clout. There's some dudes that meet your criteria that y'all done passed up on, but they're still in the building stage of their life. And you're just seeing them on the up and up. And what I mean by that is, okay, they may work at a hospital mopping floors, but their real ambition is to own property. Or, hey, it's this person, they work a 9 to 5, they make like 60, 70,000, but they want to one day own a chain of hotels or move up in the company to CEO level. And you're looking like, oh, he don't make enough money for me. And you be missing out on y'all blessing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we all settle, right? We all do. It's just, if you settle, make sure they at least check 80% or 85% of the box, right? Because you're not going to get the 100%. If you do, then you're fortunate. But that's my show for today. It's your boy Trillionaire Chuck saying this. Always remember to love yourself and each other.